in the right place here. All right. Very, 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 very good morning to everybody. WJ here, Roy Jr., with another bit of what I call the injection of what I call common sense wisdom. I think it was Thomas Paine that wrote the book Common Sense back in, I don't know, late 1700s or something. Never read that one, but kind of interesting. I've heard about it. Common sense. I guess what a lot of people equate common sense to, and some people think, oh no, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with this. And I said, well, whatever. We all have to go by the laws. The laws, and the people that choose to. It's kind of weird because yeah, of course, what happens if you break the law. You get arrested, go to jail. And depending on the severity of the crime, prison. Life incarceration. It's kind of a big difference. Jail, like for example, like LA County men's jail is like a 1 year maximum. So everybody in there, they know they're getting out. But a year is a quite a bit of a time to be spending in to be confined, especially if you like to walk around and do your things and everything. I mean, think about that. You can't run your business. If you have a business, you can't run a business. You can't do anything except kind of survive and wait. I guess I think books. There's like a library there or something, but still, you're talking. And then I guess prison, depending on the length of that. I mean, I can just imagine some of these people that did these creative, creative business shenanigans that landed them a very long time in the big house. Can you imagine like being a billionaire and then having to spend 3 to 5 years or more in a prison? I mean, that's like just, yeah. It's like, we understand these people that have that kind of money, they live like, I'm trying to put my hand there. It's that far up compared to like the average. You gotta understand those guys, to them, to go out and have some, whatever, a dinner, you spend whatever, it doesn't matter. $1,000 is nothing. It's nothing. You can't comprehend. It's a decent tip, I guess, if they feel like it. That's the problem. Because most normal people, the average person, there's no fucking way. They might think they're living it up. If they go out to if they go to Vegas or something and they get a nice suite for a night, too, maybe a weekend, real luxurious suite, and they spend, a couple $1,000s, and then plus foods and everything like that. That's kind of doing it up if you think about it. But you have no idea, like what you're talking about. When you talk about people that are up there, the billionaire status. I mean, that's like, you have to understand, a billion is 1,000 million. Now, I know I'm getting a little off topic to what the title of the topic is, but I always do that because what I like to do is I like to relate my thoughts and my life experiences and what I'm continually learning to things that might help specific individuals. Like, it's not about people that are whatever they're watching this. It's not that important. What's important is it's archived. Like, you say, well, why are you going live then? Because I feel it's more authentic and it's easier for me to, I don't want to edit anything. Because if you're saying really what's going on from within, there's no need to edit anything. I mean, I just don't do that. And it's not perfect, and I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect person. So, I was thinking about this, and when something kind of, I think when something kind of, I started playing chess a little line again, just for fun. I said I was done. I didn't care, and then I said, you know what? Something about it, it still keeps that sharp combativeness that I like in me, that competitiveness. If anything, it's like it gives me a challenge, gives me something to do. I got to admit, I talk a lot of smack on there, the comments, but I realize when I'm typing comments, I'm not focusing on the game. So in a way, I'm challenging myself to see, okay, well, hey, focus on the game, I get the win, then talk shit, after, if that's what, you like. And I do, because in a way, it's like I get something off of it. And plus, you know what it is? I like to challenge people's frames, like their egos. And you can do that online, unless they ban me. Like I'm very careful how I because I say things, but I will throw out what I call quote unquote colorful metaphors to people, and I'll call them this. I'll look at what country they're representing, and I go, whatever it is, I go that, dumb from there. I love, and it's like, and then these guys they try to throw something back at me, and then like they'll say something about, oh, your mom didn't think so when she's sitting on, and then I'll just hit it out of the park, and I go, well, then you're sitting on mine. Like I can just totally, they're just completely unprepared, and they think they're gonna get a rise out of me like this, but it's funny. Like when I lose, sometimes I go, now I'm gonna unleash Satan's fury on you. I love. Look, it's like I get something out of it. You can't do that. If you go to a real tournament or a chess club, and you start talking like that, they're gonna get you out of there. They're gonna throw you out. You can't do that. But online, you can kind of, as long as, well, but again, I have been banned before. So, okay, so why am I talking this about chess again? Why am I equating societal beliefs in chess and the pickup scene and everything with the chess thing? Okay, and the money thing. So I want to get to that. I try to think of like finances, success on the chess scale. And it's not, I know, it's a, well, okay, well, what, the 2,920, the Magnus Carlsen, is that like, the Jeff Bezos or something? No, not exactly, not exactly. Think of it partially like this. Think of it like that if you're a grandmaster, there's like a couple thousand, maybe 3,000 people on the planet, they're billionaires. I would equate them to being grandmasters. So financial grandmasters. And then like I would equate just a master 2,200 to be somebody that would have $1 million access to like disposable income, like 1 million. Not, oh, their house is worth 1 million, all that stuff. No. Somebody that's got like access. Hey, there's a deal that comes up. I can get this 1 million fairly easily. It's not a problem. I can do it. And so there's plenty more people. Like, so that's what I would equate that to, the tier down from the grandmaster. Maybe an expert would be somebody that would be like 1 million, like their property is worth 1 million. So like a millionaire, I'd be like an expert. And I kind of thought about it. I said, that's kind of a cute analogy to think about, the difference between somebody that'd be like an expert to like a master to like a grandmaster, somebody up there. Kind of interesting. Because there's levels. You have to understand, like, what is it? Trump's like worth maybe 8 billion, and how many places you go around, you see that name, Vegas and towers and all that kind of stuff. And you have to understand something. It's like 8 billion is like, you have to remember 1,000 million is 1 billion. So, and who knows if it's accurate or whatever. But can you imagine like Warren Buffett, like 54 billion? I mean, it's like you could just walk around all day and you could just give out money, and you give out not just a couple dollars. I mean, you give out as much as you can carry physically, literally. If you have 54 billion, as much as you could hold in your hand, like, it's like you could give out 10,000 like every second, and it wouldn't phase you. It wouldn't. I know it sounds absolutely ridiculous, but it's true. You have to understand what we're talking about here. And it's just amazing, the only thing that guy will do, he'll go on, and talk about, oh, these idiots still fly out to Nebraska thinking, like, to listen to this great guy, he's going to tell you the secret and stuff like that. It's no secret, It's no secret. He snowballed it over a very, very long, over decade after decade. Compounded it, with other things, one deal after another, just kept it going. He's a generic, of course. He's at the end of the road already, but it's amazing that, Jesus, lived frugally. I hate that. When I think about that, there's people like, oh, he still lives in the same old house and stuff like that. So what do you need all that money for then? What do you need all that fucking money for? It's like saying, I've got, you got all these people hanging around, and it's like they're construction workers, right? And they want to build this building, they want to do it. And you're like the guy runs the company, not a company or whatever, some guy, and he says, you just say it. And they say, I've got all the equipment that you need to build, all the tools, everything, and I'm not going to give it to you. And they're like, why do you got all those tools for then? What do you need all that for? And you can't give you an answer. Because I just like to have them, you know. Well, that's not fair, you know. And that's one of the problems in our society. You know, when you see all these people out there in tents and whatever, not just tents. I'm talking about lack of opportunity. In the way that I think you should be able to literally just walk outside and people should be begging you to hire you. Or you walk down the block and people are needed like you would not believe. But it doesn't work that way. There's a surplus of people and only so many opportunities out there. And even though they broadcast, oh, they're hiring, no, they're screaming. There's a difference. They're screaming. They use that word, hiring desperately. It is not true. I applied for quite a number of positions in Las Vegas. You know, I was very highly considering going out there. As you know, if you've heard me for a while, I live in Los Angeles, and you know, again, I'm not going to get into my logic about it because that gets off. It's going to go off topic. I'm going to make a relative point of what I'm talking about. You know, I've seen beautiful condominiums in Las Vegas for 100,000 up. Out here would be, you know, 5, 6, 7 times that, maybe more. It's different out there. You kind of get what you pay for. It's beautiful inside, yeah, it's nice looking inside, but you know how hot it gets out there. They're building infrastructure there. You know, sport teams are coming there. I don't give a fuck about sport teams. I care about opportunity. I'm in the collectible business, you know, buying and selling. You know, I want to be able to, you know, buy and sell stuff with people. Now there, it's different than it is here. You know, it's mostly known for being a tourist town. I don't like the word trap, you know. That implies like, you know, like a bear gets caught in a trap, you know, like that means it's gonna be killed, you know, or whatever, hurts. I don't like that. It's supposed to be a place to have fun, like an adult Disneyland maybe. But that's irrelevant to me. I don't, you know, the gambling thing and me just don't mix. I don't care about it anymore. But that's not what's important. What I was trying to get at was that I applied for numerous jobs out there, teaching related. They have universities out there, UNLV. They have community colleges out there. College of Southern Nevada. I hold 4 degrees. I'm borderline. I'm waiting for the results to see if I, been promoted to doctoral candidacy. I'm hoping close. Kind of a challenging test that you have to pass to be able to get to your dissertation in order to defend it to become a doctor. In my case, doctor of organizational leadership. So I like, even though this is channel for warrior, it's about the warrior pickup thing. It's very important to try to better yourself, not just in one facet, but in multiple facets of things. So I guess that was my point, was I applied for lots of things and never really got a serious consideration. I think somebody they replied to me, they were looking for somebody to work with, kids that are, they need a special, like you need to be almost like a borderline nurse to work with, but it wasn't even a special. I don't have a degree in special education. I mean, that's different. They make special degrees specifically. You can't just because you got a, my friend used to me, you got a master's degree. He doesn't understand. You need a teaching credential when you work with kids. So, this is, and I prefer not to. I mean, I'm nothing, I just don't. Kids are, it's not my job to raise them. In a way, that's what you're doing when you're teaching. Kind of like raising them when the parents aren't around, kind of thing. I don't like that. Just the way I see it. Okay, challenging societal beliefs. Today is Sunday. You go out there until like the afternoon, it's like there's like nobody out there and everything. Why? Most people work during the week. I gotta take it easy. It's Sunday. You just go along with everybody else. And in a way, you have no choice. The bank is not open. The post office is not open. They just passed a national holiday, June, 10th or whatever. That I don't know why they call it that. Last time I checked, it's June the 19th. Like it's a holiday now, and it's to with the slavery. It's a remembrance of that. So I guess all of a sudden they just decide to do that now. Like there's not enough holidays and things. Today's Father's Day, and say that why should that be today? I just don't get it. Father's Day, there's Mother's Day, there's Grandparents' Day, there's World Earth Day or whatever, World Earth Day. It's all these fucking days. And then Julio the Cesar Chavez, the boxer, and it's closed because of that holiday. You can't do this because of that holiday, and this thing, and then New Year's Day. I'm just sorry, the Valentine's Day, it's all these special days that to me mean nothing. I just, it's not a day. Meanwhile, 9/11 is not a federal holiday after what happened. The biggest tragedy ever on American soil is not a holiday. I mean, just go figure. It's remembered, but it's just not. There's the fucking logic, I don't get it. It's just stupid. Ridiculous. I'm going to equate everything together. Las Vegas is a 24-hour town. Even there are things that are not open 24 hours. Believe it or not. I'll never forget. I flew out there. I forget why was there a convention or have fun or something like that. I don't know. Got there at like midnight. Checked in the hotel room, put on some dance clothes, go out there and have fun. And most of these casinos, they have like lounges with a live band playing and stuff. I'm getting down, I'm having fun. It's like 2 o'clock comes around, who cares? Keep going. And then they stop, and I go, what? They say, yeah, we stopped like around 2 a.m. I go, why? That's just the hotel policy. Yeah, because they know people can get fucked up. They get hurt dancing, it's a liability. It's not like, you go there. They have after-hour clubs, lots of different things, but I'm just telling you, I was very disappointed, with stuff like that. So it is 24 hours, but not everything is 24 hours. You have regular banks there; they're not open 24. They have ATM, but not the, you know. I just, I like that kind of freedom, but my friend told me, he goes, Mike, you're gonna get bored if once you're tired of the strip, then you're not gonna like it there, and this and that, and yeah. I was just using the logic, if you got a good job opportunity out there, teaching at a university, making, close to 100 grand a year, you're looking at a nice, beautiful condo in a secured complex, a good area and everything, for 100,000. I mean, I don't see that sounds like a plan. To own something, not limit yourself to, being a renter, and making somebody else rich, You're not really making them rich, but you're part of it. And I talked about this, if you go back, about that chasm getting wider and wider. It used to be, you worked, you could afford your own home, like with a little bit of effort and stuff. And then what happened was it just started to get wider and wider to where to be able to jump from here to here, to be able to do that is more and more difficult. Now that chasm is so far that I don't know, the people that are coming here, they're coming to Beverly Hills or wherever adjacent to West Hollywood, they have money already. They already made their money, or they have like something really, really good going on. And that's why they're here. So again, part of challenging societal beliefs, some of it is out of your hands. There's nothing you can do about, the post office being closed or the bank's not open. This limited hours to be able to do things. Nothing you can do about that. And the problem is that kind of is part of like the day system. When we say the Monday, the Sunday. So people think, well, okay, well, it's not everything's closed. I can't do nothing then. Might as well just sit here and whatever, or go out or go to the beach or something. Just going along with everybody else. Well, I say to challenge that. I say like if there's a way you could be productive in doing your work on Sunday or any time, I say to do it. I say to challenge the narrative of what most people go by, the generic way of thinking. So how does this equate to the channel, like the idea, the pickup and the thing? I heard a thing this morning. I was watching it. There's a site called Far From Average on YouTube. It's really good. I recommend it. I'll say it again, Far From Average. There's a guy there that talks and he kind of does there's like the cartoon explanation narrative and stuff or whatever. But he made a very, very interesting point about, the status of a high value man. And I've heard of this before, like, well, come on, somebody of power, a celebrity or something, they're high status. Everybody knows who they are, It's like, of course, they're going to get the kind of women they want and things that they want. But he's trying to make a point that, you take like 100 guys, and they're all horny, they all desperate, they all want to get, and then this like beautiful woman's looking at this. And he says, well, probably think about it in her mind, like what she's thinking, like what separates one guy from the other. I mean, they're all kind of the same. They're all just in one group, and they all want to fuck her. And there's nothing special about any of those guys. Now, break this down to where she might see those 100 guys within the span of a day or a week. And it's the same fucking thing. It really is. So I thought about that. Problem, well, not problem, but if you have that paralyzing shyness fear like I had, I keep talking about that cracking through that ice, that cracking the shell kind of thing. You have to do that extreme, you got to take, extreme measures with that. So unfortunately, you kind of fit into that group, but you are bold though. You do stand out from that group. So even though you're not considered high status, you are bold. So you are separating yourself from the group. It's good, but there's better. And to get better, okay, well, I'll just make more money and I'll become, no. That helps. Everything helps. Well, ignore them and stuff like that. Ignore them? I've heard that one. Don't act needy. Heard that one too. There's more truth to that. The ignore one is completely, I mean, that's just, what are you, a eunuch or something, What, History of the World Part 1? He is a eunuch, the guy doesn't get turned on, he can control it, he's a beautiful woman. He is dead. He doesn't even care, But I think about that, and it's like, okay, you're gonna have to understand this fine line of how things work, and you're gonna have to be really honest with yourself too, of like where you stand in things, where you are, about the social hierarchy of things. And that group that I told you about, the 100 dudes, what makes you different? There's ways, creative ways, to get that one woman to think about you differently. I can't guarantee that you're gonna get the banger. I can't guarantee, but you have to separate yourself from the herd, or you have no chance. The high status people, they know this already. It looks easy for them, but they're them. There's ways to get creative. Remember that one I told you I saw in the gym in the morning? I think I was happened just to be in the way when she was like pushing the sled or something. I made a nice comment, made something kind of a funny little joke for a second. She kind of laughed, and then I said, "Let go." What I did was I threw a little chum out there, a little bait out there. So she knew of my existence first. Then I went to work. In that gym, I do not fuck around. I am there to fucking work. Now I told you, sometimes I play like some kind of cute song or something. I'll try to show a little personality in there. But don't get me wrong. I'm there to make gains. And then whatever it is, when I was bodybuilding, I knew exactly what I needed to do. The way I practice my martial arts, I hate to like limit it because it's not just that. There's elements of boxing in what I'm doing. Not really much grappling because I'm using the bags, but there are also elements of choreography, like in a way, like movie ready. I didn't know Bruce Lee was like a cha-cha champion before like he became famous for martial arts and movies. It like hit me like a fucking. I couldn't believe when I heard that. I said, "No, that's how it's flowed. That's how he got it. He was a dancer first, or not first, but going up to it, and that's why it's so easy for me. Sure, I can't get my leg to kick up as high as him or anything anywhere near that. But I'm learning balance. I'm learning control. I'm learning power, fluidity, movements. It's so easy for me. And I know people are watching. Don't care though. Not there for them to watch. I'm not there for her to watch either. I'm there for me first. If you're going to be a high status man, you've got to be there for you first. Believe me, they notice. She didn't approach me when I finished with her workout and she left. I could tell she was watching a little bit when I was doing my thing. And then what I'll do is I'll like kind of just point to the bag and I'll say it. Focus. Come myself. I'll verbally say it to myself. If things come off a little abnormal, a little weird, if I see her again, great. If I don't, oh well. I don't look at it like a missed opportunity. I used to. But it's not like I heard this one guy in a bar tell me, the closed mouth don't get fed. The hungry dog doesn't get fed, or some weird. The closed mouth doesn't get fed. Okay, maybe in a bar at night or something, I kind of get that. You have to use gift of gab, because that's a different kind of war zone. High end area, celebrity power is going to stick out. I think what's his name drove by me yesterday in the morning, turned the corner. I was guy from Kiss, Gene Simmons or whatever. Somebody like that, you forget it. Okay, it ain't that. Those kids ain't going to help you. Nothing is. Nobody's going to help you. And there's books out there might educate you and enlighten you. Really take some cojones, especially if you got a little bit of a challenge going on. Some people have very poor communication skills, and if you don't work on it, you're not going to get better. You have to, it's like, say, you're going out fishing, right? And then it's like you don't even have a pole, in a way. If you don't even have a pole, you can't catch it. What do you try to put your hand in there? Yeah, you could. Do you know what the odds of you? First off, it's like you don't even have a boat, so you're not even going out into where the fish even are. Don't you see? That's what it is. These dudes that are high status, what they're doing is going out there with a barge. And they got that netting that goes down. And the people that are really high status, it's like just whenever they feel, they drop the net and they pick up whatever they want. Now that's super powerful, okay? Most people don't have barges. Most people might have a little boat, a good pole, some decent bait, and just sit there and try to catch something good. Hopefully. But the higher up you start going, the better quality boat you have. Maybe you could anchor a couple different lines going out there. When you come in at the end of the day, you might have some fish. Might not be like that guy with the barge. Forget it. But you're not going to be like the guy standing there can't even go into the ocean or lake. You don't even have a boat. Nothing. You can't fish. You're not even in the game. Most guys, I would say average trying to pick up, they got a small little boat, a cheap pole, and barely any bait, if that. Nothing. And they're all doing the same fucking thing. You're going to catch. Not going to happen. Is it possible for a dude that's even below, kind of? Whew. If your gift of gab is so good, if it's that strong, in a way you have, see, it's like most people are just, they're trying to do the same thing, and I don't know how most people, do pickup. I've seen the pickup artists do their thing. Their mentality seems to be more, okay, I'm just doing volume here, anything decent, communication. All right, get that, I told you about this. Talk to this many women, get this many numbers, make this many dates, get this much action. Whatever. They're playing a numbers volume game. It works, it works. I don't like it. I've tried that. It's not my thing. You're talking to so many women, it does sharpen your communication skills, I guess. But they know. Those 100 guys, that's all they want to do. They want in. They want in. And so when I saw that woman in the gym, I had to be very, very, very careful because I don't want to be 101. Very easy to be 101. So kind of like catch and release. Just a little bit of, okay, she knows of my presence. I'm focused doing my thing. He's not giving me, how come he's not like staring at my ass there like every other guy? You know? Maybe he's gay. No. But I did show interest first. Doesn't have to think so much. Could have been a little better toward like when she was done, if I was finished. As I was leaving, try the communication and then try. You don't have to neutralize the odds. It's not like doing street pickup where it's fucking guys. If you go back, listen to some of my earlier stuff, what I go through. The asteroid field can be extremely hostile. It's not like that in a gym environment. It's not like that during the day. Not to say that the protection will not, the dudes will not try to keep you at bay. But it's different types of interference. To choose which one, like, do I think is better? Day game. Trying to meet somebody during the day. Hands down. There's still tons of interference, but I think it's better. I mean, from my life experience. The night might look like it presents more opportunities. There might be more people out, and you're looking and you see one, everything like that. But the interference, the alcohol, kicking in, young people, the actors, as I call them. Amazing. What's that song? The creeps come out at night. The freaks come out at night. I should say the creeps come out at night. The creeps. Yeah, I know. It's great. So am I one of them? Yeah. I don't know. It's called living. Go to the gym. And important to what I just want to leave on that is try to be creative, with your workouts. In there and trying to hit hard. See, that's why if you tell people, you said, "Oh, I'm fighting," they're thinking violence. Uncontrolled. They don't understand. I'm working on stances, choreography, body flow, everything. Balance, control, power, fluidity, defense. I want to know how everything works to the best of my ability. Problem is, people, they watch too much of the Bruce Lee movies, That's not the way. I like to listen to him when he talks, not in the movies. His interviews were really good. But I just don't care, like for the films, and I'm trying. That's not how I learn. I like watching lots of other things. They're not just one style. Watch Chuck Norris or whatever, Taekwondo and stuff like that. Okay. Wing Chun, people working on the wooden dummy, that kind of stuff. I think it was, I forget how it is, hand movements. It's really cool. Some of the stances too. I like that. Just don't limit yourself. People have asked me all the time, I tell them, are you a dancer? What kind of dancing do you? What kind of style? I said, I do multiple different styles, but what's referred mostly to as freestyle. It goes from 70s funk disco, popping, locking, boogaloo to Michael Jackson, to music from the 90s, choreography, the Britney Spears stuff, just move to groove, certain stuff. Not a professional salsa dancer, but I understand the hip movements and stuff and the way that the music, it's Latin kind of stuff, so I do that too. People try to, you do ballroom? Yeah, ballroom by myself. That I tell them no. Or ballet. I say no. This is not my thing. Anyway. I'll have to try to keep everything going. I hope you guys appreciate this. One of my relatively short ones, 40, 41 minutes, but it was important to share the wisdom and thoughts that I feel would help, people. Don't be afraid to challenge the societal beliefs in your own way. It's really important. It's a good challenge. Till next time, my friends, the fight continues.